Hello everyone, how are you? Okay, so my name is Shrishti and I'm here to tell you all that English is not just a language for communication, but English for the thinker can be used to broaden your thinking and applicable in daily life. So before I could tell you how it is to be done, let me first introduce myself to you all. Well, that's me over there. I have basically done my bachelor's in business under London School of Economics. Yup, it was pretty tough. And at the same time, I am basically like, since it's been 3 years that I'm a teacher. I'm an English teacher at this NGO called the Candle Project, where I teach English confidence building to the underprivileged kids over there who are basically fifth to the sixth graders to whom I address out to. And on the professional front, I am the head of department at this company called Rare Technologies, big time dealing with manufacturing machineries. And yup, otherwise on a personal front, I'm a marathoner, hiker, and a big time fitness and a football freak. So any doubts, opinion, questions, or a conversation regarding that, please feel free to contact. Coming on to how are we going to really begin English for the thinkers? We are going to start our course with this first lesson of mine, that is question and paragraph formation. And there's only one rule that I use throughout, and that is not following any rule that we have learned in school. To begin with, like whenever we have come across the concept of question formation, firstly, what all comes in our mind? Those 6 kind of W's and 1 kind of H. That is what, when, where, how, why, which. And the other kind of questions like can, should, could, etc. Like there used to be in school, there used to be direct translation. The teacher used to be like, okay, here's the question, here's the basic verb, and here's the subject. So accordingly, we would make a question like, what is Sham doing? And stuff like this. So what if I told you there is a new way to come up with questions, to form questions basically, and not just go by the rule that used to be presented to us like this? The new way. What if I gave you a sentence, and based on the sentence we come up with different kind of questions that are not just basically related to the sentence, that you do not just have the subject in the sentence, but also basically helps us broaden our thinking. Let us take an example. Here we have our example as Raj got disqualified from the talent show. Now think about it. What kind of questions we could come up with? Like, who got disqualified from the talent show? What did Raj get disqualified from? These would be basic ones. Now, let us think beyond this. Let us go like, why is Raj feeling sad? Our answer would be, Raj got disqualified from the talent show, and that's why he's sad. Or, why is Raj low in confidence? And here's your answer to this. Or, why is Raj unable to focus at home or at work? And there you go. You know why is Raj acting like that. Also, we can come up with questions like, why cannot we see Raj on television? Now that most of the talent shows are on television, so why can't we see Raj anymore? And there you have, Raj got disqualified. Oh. And also, how is Raj's passion for dance progressing? And well, I'm sorry, but Raj got disqualified from the talent show. So, yeah, And also, what was the result of Raj's bad behavior at the talent premises, at the venue where the talent show was happening? Sorry, I couldn't write the complete question, but yeah, you can literally come up like, what was the result of that bad behavior? This was the result. He got disqualified. So my basic point is, you can come up with so many such questions that you've never thought of, but in general, we were just stuck onto the information given in the sentence and sort of come up with questions. let's do one thing. Let us come up with another example. Our example is schools should encourage students to come to school using bicycle as a mode of transport. Whoa, that should actually happen. Now, think of questions like this. Like, what can we really come up with when we have this piece of information? What kind of questions we could come up with wherein this sentence is our answer? First, can schools do something for the students who cannot afford to pay for the school bus? Yeah, schools should encourage students to come to school using bicycle as a mode of transport. Yep, pretty good. What must schools do to develop a sense of fitness amongst students? Yeah, I think schools should encourage this. How can schools contribute to reduce traffic and pollution? Who could actually think of getting traffic and pollution into the picture, while actually this is clearly the answer to the traffic and pollution question? Our next question. What is your suggestion about the students who are lazy and not reaching school on time? Yeah, I think for these students, schools should encourage to come to school using a bicycle as a mode of transport. You see how we have tried to get out of the box to, have a different kind of approach towards question formation. We are not just stuck on to our basic verbs, the subject that we are referring to. We are sort of broadening our thought process. And you know what? Using this very mode of thought, we can actually come up to our next session. That is paragraph formation. Now think about it. You have a topic given to you. And the only thing that you have to do is what we have done in the prior exercise. That is, form a question revolving around the topic. And once we have gathered all the questions, you basically arrange all the questions in an ascending order. Because, well, your paragraph sort of needs to be, it needs to sort of make sense. So, yeah. And once we have our questions in an ascending order, those questions' answer should be written in the form of a paragraph. So, well, not just paragraph. You can form an essay using this mode. Let us go on to our example. So, we have a very basic example, that is village life versus city life. What do you think? What kind of questions you could come up with? Think about it. In general, when I say village life versus city life, our first question would be, okay, what exactly is a village life like? And what exactly is the city life like? And think of all the questions that you could come up with revolving around this topic. So we have the kind of food that we get in both the places, how are festivals celebrated in both village and city, the political hierarchy, what it is about, the sense of clothing, the education system and scope of employment, how is it like to live in a village and how is the city life like, the tourist attraction, transportation, what are the common factors between a city and a village, how beneficial is a village for a city and vice versa, which country follows a rural system and which country follows an urban system, and what do you prefer and why. Now, we have gathered all of our questions, and guys, please feel free if in case you all have more questions. I think that will be very encouraging. Now that we have gathered all our questions, think about it. What is our step 2? Step 2 is to basically put it in an ascending order. There you go. First, how is it like to live in a village and what is a city life like? Here we're basically going to define what a village is, what a city life is, how a city person behaves, how a village person behaves, and the environment, how fast is a village, how fast is a city, progress wise and all. This is how we're going to define first. Then we come on to what are the common factors. How common is a city as compared to, what are the common factors between a city and a village? So then, now that we are But now that we have found all our common factors, what we're going to do is find the differences. Differences in terms of the food, the festival celebration, political hierarchy, sense of clothing, tourist attraction, education system, and transportation. Like you describe basically how different are these from each other. And again, this could basically actually help you form a paragraph in itself. Think about it. You can actually write a whole paragraph just based on these differences. Then come on to how beneficial is a village for a city and vice versa. You could like write about how, you get your crops and, your basic raw materials of food and other such benefits from a village to a city, and how technology would help a village to progress from the city. And coming on to which country follows which culture, and then your preference and why. Now, why would we put such a question towards the end? That is because you've gathered all your points, you've gathered all your valid points, and then you're putting it front. So that's why you put it in this order, and there you have your essay ready. We have our another example. Now, the village and the city life was an example, very basic. Like you could teach your kid, your little brother, your sister, or if in case you're in the 8th standard, you could definitely go about it. Now, why am I focusing on paragraph formation? Think about it. Where do we really need it? We need it maybe for essay writing in universities and general, if in case we have to have a debate topic, we have to conduct a debate topic, or even in our different exams, as a matter of fact. So here I have a sample of essay writing when you have to enter in a university. Describe your experience working in a team in your personal and professional life, and what role would you like to play. Now, I have made things a bit easier for y'all, wherein I have put up things in an ascending order. But hey guys, feedback is definitely a must. Wherever y'all feel that this particular question should be put up here, and any addition to any question, most welcome. Thank you. So here we've put in a notion of your team. Which team, like what do you really think of a team, and which kind of team do you really believe in? Like here we've given different kind of teams, functional, cross-functional, self-directed. Like you can define them, and you can put in your opinion as to what really defines you and your interest. Then what have you really gone through? Which kind of team have you been in both in your personal and professional life? Talk about it in detail. Like if in work front, which department, and what kind of project was given in, how many people, and given complete detail about your, surrounding as to how it was. Then come on to that one turning point, that one situation or experience wherein you've given the most. And and what did you learn out of it, basically, is what you really talk about. And once you have specified that, write in your overall experience and how it has contributed to you being the person who you are right now. I think that matters the most. And basically the particular role that you would like to play, that you would like to really be in the future, and what has been the driving force. Maybe a person in the team that you've been in could have inspired you, or a situation, or even your teammates. Like you could talk about what you really faced and you don't want your teammates to face, or you don't want to be the leader, you want to be, you want to follow the rules and not be the rule setter. Talk about this basically. Once you write it all in ascending order, boom, which university won't accept you? So guys, let's do one thing. Why don't y'all not just write a review, also write in about these practice and form questions on winning a lottery is a fun fantasy but a bad retirement plan. Let's form questions regarding this, and please write a paragraph on why are health and fitness important using the technique I've used. And please definitely get back to me about your feedback, about how this has helped you and how I can help you out further. Thanks a lot.